Hey, what's good? It's Done Deal, and I just skipped class with the progress report.
The progress report.
All right, what's going on? It's your girl, Lala Shepherd. We are skipping class, presented by the Progress Report. Today, I got super producer in here, Done Deal.
What's good? What's good?
How are you?
I'm great.
That's what's up, man. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming back to the platform the first time doing a skipping class.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Still one of my favorite producers.
Thank you.
Period.
I appreciate that.
All right. So let's get right into it, Done. So for those that do know you, they know your tag. They hear Done Deal on the track when, you know, a song that you produce comes on. So talk about, you got 2 tags.
Yeah, I have 2 tags.
So talk about them drinks.
Okay, well, the first one was from Skooly, Rich Kidz. We did I See You, and he just said Done Deal on the track one day, and it was like, I was like, stop, that's it. And I cut it and used it for my tag for the next 7 to 8 years. And then the next one came from Thug, and I just chopped it off of one of the songs that he said something. So those are my 2 tags.
Okay.
Skooly, Young Thug.
Nice. How did you get your name, Done Deal?
I got my name from Pastor Creflo Dollar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I used to make music at this studio. I forget what the artist's name was, but one day I'm making music in there and Creflo comes in and I'm making the beat and I do it in like 5 or 10 minutes. He was like, that's a done deal. And I was like, that's what's up. And they was like, Done Deal. We're going to call you Done Deal. That was it. It stuck.
Okay. When do you feel like you got like your first big break moment?
Ooh, I had 2 big breaks. I guess my first one was the underground Atlanta. You know, like Rich Kidz, Thug. This is before they were popping. I did I Got It with Cash Out and Young Thug. All the Rich Kidz shit. Future, a few other people. And then again, I don't know, I'd have to say like the Gucci Man song, Guwap, was my first song that was like, oh shit, like it's Gucci Man.
Hell yeah.
And so when Gucci did that, then after that it was like a trickle down effect. I was at the studio with Gucci every day, Thug, Rich Homie Quan, and from there it was like easy work.
Got you. Let's talk about that old Atlanta, because at this point, I guess you would consider it old Atlanta to a certain extent.
Definitely old Atlanta.
So talk about that feeling. I feel like, you know, for me personally, it was just a different vibe compared to now.
A lot more energy, a lot less money.
Right.
We weren't mainstream at all, so nobody really cared what we had going on.
That's facts.
People loved the music. It just didn't take us to that next level.
We want you to come skip class with us and share your story on our new segment called Skipping Class.
Look, we want to talk to all the artists, indie or mainstream, or if you're an entrepreneur, come build your brand with us and tell your story to the world.
You'll also get the shot in our locker, and you'll get promo clips for all your fans. So DM us today or visit our website, tprmediagroup.com. Get locked in with us.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
Talk about linking up with DJ Spinz.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I used to have a group called Planet 9. We were a production group, and we did like Came From Nothing 2 and 3 and all that for Thug. And Rusty used to work at Guitar Center, and he met with this dude. He was like, yo man, DJ Spinz wants to meet us, because he's telling them that like we're producing everything, but really it was me doing everything. He was just like the voice box. And so he went up there and worked with him one day, and they was like, this nigga don't know what he doing. They were like, it must be Done Deal that we want.
Yeah.
And so I came up there, and niggas was like, yeah man, we trying to put you down. HPG, so Hood Rich Production Group. It was me, C4, damn, what's that nigga name?
The one.
Childish Major. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're watching this. Childish Major.
Yeah.
And Spinz. And for about 2 years, we had every song that was like on the radio.
Facts. Well, name drop a couple of them songs.
She Twerkin, Hannah Montana, You Don't Even Know It. Ain't Got Nothing on You with Gucci. Stoner, of course.
Of course.
Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign. We just was like super circulating. Meek Mill. Yeah.
Crazy.
It was about a good 2 years of just nothing but hits. HPG 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. During that time frame, I feel like that's when like it was right before Sunny Digital and them was working, Metro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
everybody was working out the same
808
studio.
Mafia.
We were all at Gucci Mane's spot.
Got
so
you.
Every day you would see Honorable C-Note,
Yes.
Metro, Southside, Spinz, me, C4, and it was just in and out.
Crazy. Talk about during that time though, like what was like, I know it was fun, but what was like those conversations like in the studio? Like, you know, was it competitive? Was it on some shit like?
So back then I didn't see the competition.
Got you.
But then I understood that like, if you're not on the song, somebody else is, so it is competition. I just thought everybody was like a unit working together, but you know, if a nigga can slide you out the way and put themselves in position,
Yeah.
that's what happens. So definite competition. I just was thinking like everything was peaches and creams at the time, but it, you know,
Right.
niggas be hating.
I got you. Who would you say was some of your musical influences? Like, who did you enjoy?
Growing up,
Yeah. Like, who did you enjoy listening to?
I was definitely on the Dr. Dre,
Of course.
DMX, Fabulous. When I first got to Atlanta, the first day I moved here, me and my mom went to Lenox Mall, and T.I. handed me his CD.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
The I'm Serious joint?
No, the one, What's Your Name, Pussy Poppin' #1.
Oh, shit.
Like, just a single CD.
Wow.
And so I was like, damn. I was like, this is hard. I was listening to it. My mom was like, Pussy Popper, trying to stop the
I'm dead.
song and shit. But yeah, I was like 13.
Wow.
So T.I. was a good influence on me. Of course, Jeezy, loved that. And then it just happened to be the niggas I was around every day, like Thug and Future and Skooly, and I was just like, wow, like I'm hearing the sound change. So I got to experience it a little bit everywhere.
Facts. At what point do you feel like the sounds change in music? Because I feel like personally it's like every 4 years, but as a producer, what do you feel like?
Honestly, I feel like sound changes when the sound needs to be changed. I feel like everything can get redundant and monotonous. You can hear this same type of beat 25 million times and it just be like, okay, it's one long song, you know? And then somebody needs to come through and, you know, not to throw myself in the mix, but let me throw myself in the mix.
Nah,
you know,
period.
I'm Billboard Top 100, #1 for the song that changed the sound of Atlanta. So Stoner
Facts.
was the difference in music at the time. And people was like, what the fuck is this?
I agree, and I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so let's talk about Stoner then. I want you to talk about the energy in the city when the people did embrace the song. Like when all the DJs and everybody was really playing the shit radio, shout out to Swamp Izzo and everybody. Talk about that energy.
Man, it was so different. I never expected the song well, I knew it was a hit because at the studio I was working at, everybody came in the room one day. You were there. Young Dro, T.I., few other people, like I'm playing Stoner and they're opening the door like, what is this?
Crazy.
And so that kind of let me know that I was on the right track. And then when Spinz heard it, he was like, this is going on the radio tomorrow. And you know, being with Hoodrich, we was the radio at the time.
That's
so
facts.
boom. The energy was crazy. It felt good. It felt good to know I was part of the change. And you know, I had been pushing Thug for years and got a lot of no's before I got a yeah.
And that's so interesting because I know you was working with Thug long before, you know, I even came around, but just in general, you always been pro Thug before the public was fucking with Thug.
Yeah, Yeah.
Talk about that time when people wasn't fucking with Thug, but you was believing in him. Like, what did that look like when you was trying to get his music played and stuff?
A lot of no's. A lot of niggas was like, bro, come on, bro. I'm trying to eat my food. Why are you playing this shit? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like any reason to turn Thug off. And, but there were a few people that understood, like the younger generation was like, to go to Club Crucial and play some songs, everybody rocking with it. And just because my old head friends was acting like it was the worst music in the world, I knew what it was. So it felt good to see people change though, to put Thug in that top 5 category of rappers. So yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Now, how did Thug feel about the Stoner record?
Wasn't happy. Not how he wanted to come out. And I took the shit over to DJ Nando. R.I.P. Nando.
Yeah.
And Nando at Onyx played the record and looked at me and he was like, who is this? I was like, it's Young Thug. He was like, come here, bro. He was like, I'm gonna take this up to the radio station too.
Crazy.
He said, let's put it on Make It or Break It, and it won Make It or Break It for like 2 weeks straight. And you know, R.I.P. Nando. I really appreciate him for like really taking the time to listen to the record. He also broke Hannah Montana too.
And we're gonna definitely talk about Hannah Montana in a minute, for sure. So talking about DJs, talk about the importance of being proactive. People think you're just supposed to make beats, but you gotta pull up and do the work too.
Nah, I used to go to the strip club almost daily and play my records. It's funny because, you know, Lala behind the camera at the time was hot and heavy as an assistant. She was out there grinding the pavement, making sure my songs were playing in the club. And so it's the DJ really, you know what I'm saying? Like without the DJ, I don't think the records would have moved the way they are. Now the internet is heavy enough that you can do it all from the internet. But back in that day, it was like, I took that shit to the club at the right time, played for the right people, and it blew up.
It's true. Salute the DJs.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward. We get to a point where Thug links with Rich Homie and links with Birdman.
Word.
And we got this Rich Gang project.
Yes.
Super fucking hard.
Yeah.
And you and your production group produced majority of the project.
14 songs on the project.
But y'all niggas were not credited.
We were not credited. No, we did 14 songs on Rich Gang. And so I happened to go to jail during the time.
We're gonna talk about that
right,
too.
That it got put out. And when I got out, I was like, yo, the shit dropped. I'm thinking I'm about to see like executive produced by Done Deal. And it says London. And I was like, the fuck? Like it felt like a slap in the face because, you know, I've been Thug's biggest supporter. Never made him pay for no studio time, no beat, no nothing. And it just felt like, damn, that's crazy. Shit happens though. It's the music industry. You kind of learn the beast and understand to roll with the punches. But that was a hit that like definitely made me feel like, damn, like niggas really don't appreciate you. So I stepped back.
Respect. When did you get to a point where you kind of got over that? Because that tape impacted the world culturally for so long.
I'd say probably about 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where I just was like, I can't take it personal.
Right.
Like it was a better situation because London was signed to Birdman. So of course they can make it look how they need to. They got to push their narrative.
Right.
And that's how you build a conglomerate, a big business, something that looks good. So I understood.
Understood. And I respect that. I think that hurt everybody, you know. But niggas knew that knew.
Yeah. So, niggas who knew, they knew.
They knew.
But yeah, 14 songs on Rich Gang and didn't get no credit, no.
Crazy.
I played one song for a person, they was like, you ain't produced that, bro. Like a nigga wanted to fight me because he was like, London did Da Vinci, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and play with you. I was like, God damn.
Crazy. Nah, that was tough.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now you did just say during that time you were locked up.
Yeah.
So what happened during this? That's the whole situation was crazy as fuck. But from your words and your eyes, what happened during that situation?
I thought I got set up. I thought niggas wanted me out the way for this music shit, and somebody set me up to go to jail. And then I find out that it was closer to home. Like this girl that followed me on Facebook, I followed her back, and cops was looking through her shit, and she said she rented a car to a nigga named David, and they found me on her Instagram. I mean Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook. So they found me on her Facebook, and they was like, you did a line of smash and grabs down the eastern seaboard and from Augusta up to New York for like $500,000. And I was like, nah, man, I'm one of the top 5 producers in the United States. I'm like pulling up shit to show them on my phone. They were like, yeah, that's what you want us to think.
Right.
I was like, damn. They asked me, they were showing me pictures of me and Birdman and shit. And I was like,
God.
I was like, that's Birdman, man. They was like, so how did he get the jewelry? I was like, you think he got his shit from Costco? I was like, come on, guys. So
Jesus.
They had me locked up for like 2-3 weeks in Texas for some shit I didn't do. When I got out, the whole situation had changed. Thug and Rich Homie done fell out by the time I get out. I was like, what the fuck is happening? What's going on? So, shit was weird.
How did that make you feel when you saw that Thug and Rich Homie weren't working together musically, let alone personally, but musically?
I'll have to say that Rich Homie hurt Thug's feelings. He did that interview with the Breakfast Club. And I remember Thug being at the studio like, we're not a group. Bet. And he's a Leo like me. Like, I'm very passive, nigga. You gon', so we not together. Like, it's over then. Fuck you.
It's too many Leos in this damn room. Oh my God.
That's the energy. She a Leo too.
Oh shit.
You feel me?
Shit, there's so many Leos in
Yeah,
here.
I feel the energy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but that's what happened. I remember it just being like quick. It was like Rich Homie flew out to New York, came back, it was over. I was like, whoa, this shit happens like this. And it taught me like, don't cross Thug. Don't cross this nigga. Don't let nobody lie to this nigga and let him cross you out, which I think that's what happened to me. Like, I think somebody may have been talking in Thug's ear or some shit like that and made him feel like I was against him in some way, but never.
Because it was a time where niggas didn't know who was leaking his music.
Come on. So one day, Peewee Roscoe comes to the studio. Birdman, they were doing like that round table meeting, like, and
Mafia style.
Nah, for real, like Nino Brown, Dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, right, all black. No, for real. And Birdman was like, he just asked me, he was like, you leaking the music? I was like, no. And then Peewee Roscoe comes out of nowhere, he was like, but you got the songs done. I was like, yeah, I got the songs because Birdman told me to mix the songs. And he was like, and he looking at Bird was like, yeah, I told him to mix the songs. And after that, it was just like, and then we find out that who actually was leaking the music was the owner of the studio because Birdman didn't pay the studio time. But they came at me. I was like, God damn. So,
wow.
Yeah, shit gets fickled in this industry, but somebody leaked 153 songs.
Oh yeah, I remember all that shit. That shit was ugly.
Yeah, shit happened quick.
How is it now seeing Rich Homie at where he's at versus where we all feel like he should have been?
Shout out to my brother. Me and him got one coming out on this project coming up. Rich Homie has always been a real supporter of me. Like, he was mad at Thug when Thug kind of like pushed me to the side. He was like, nah, bro, you don't do that. That nigga's your brother.
Yeah.
Like, he's been with you since the start. You gotta put, but at the time they was already not seeing eye to eye. But I'm so happy for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never gave up. He took a break. I think everybody needs a break from the music industry. I took my break from the music industry because it's stressful. It's very stressful, especially if you don't have like a management situation or anything. I always felt like people just turned their back on me. Like when I fell out with Hoodrich.
That was tough.
It was tough. And I went to, what was it, Art Basel in Miami. They flew me out there. And I saw Southside and Metro, and I walk up, and they kind of like turned their back on me. And we had been hanging out every day. Southside showed me how to make beats on Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went from that to fuck you over he said, she said. So like, I feel like a lot of niggas try to do things to cross you out, and they'll put you in a position where you get crossed out so they can take your position.
No, this should be deep.
It is.
So let's go back to producing Hannah Montana for Migos.
Word.
I feel like that project was just like, man, that was crazy. Like,
it was definitely the start of New Atlanta.
Absolutely.
So it was a pivotal point in the music industry. I remember a lot of niggas hated, and then a lot of niggas loved it.
Yeah, okay.
But I remember my mom was like, Hannah Montana, who's that? Why are they saying it so many times? I was like, the kids will get it. It was a good time. It was this, listen, this was all in a 2-month period that Hannah Montana Stoner and She Twerkin came out.
Crazy.
So for me, it was like, I didn't get a chance to enjoy one song until, like, I was at the point where like all my songs were playing back to back on the radio. So it was enjoyable. It was definitely like feeling like, oh shit, point in my life.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that, of course.
Yeah, love that song.
Of course. Well, so with the Migos though, you know, with that particular song, did y'all record that in person or was that?
So I sent the beat to Spinz.
Okay.
He was like, I got the Migos at the studio. And at the time I had only, we did a song called Walk In With Me with Gucci and Quavo and Takeoff. So that was the only song we had together. And he was like, yo man, they in here working, they making some hard shit. And then I sent him that beat and he called me like 10 minutes later. He was like, oh my God, done, this is it. I was like, man, let me hear. And I went up there and I was like, oh shit, these niggas is hard.
Hell yeah.
But I also mixed all these songs and, you know, just
crazy.
I really put my heart into them.
So how does it, you know, how's it for you seeing them go their separate ways temporarily?
It's temporary.
Yeah.
For sure. They brothers.
For sure.
You know, I have a really good, long-lasting relationship with them. And I just feel like everybody has to grow up at some point. You know, everybody takes their time to choose themselves. And so that's what I think is going on. Sometimes you gotta choose you.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any bad blood. I think at some point they'll get back together.
I agree.
Maybe a 5-year reunion. But sometimes that's another break that you need. Like
Absolutely.
Sometimes you don't need the break from music. Sometimes you need the break from the energies that are being crossed up.
No, I respect that. So definitely getting back to Point in My Life.
Yeah.
You know, that was the song that I feel like connected us though. Because
Yeah.
that was the one where I'm like, man, this is my favorite record. The beat is just so fucking hard. So talk about producing a Point in My Life song for Gucci and, you know, just talk about creating that and just hearing it when you first heard it.
Word. So I had never heard Gucci use autotune ever before, ever. And one night I happened to, like, Gucci's engineer had to dip for some reason. And Gucci was like, record me, done. And so I'm like, all right, I'll record you. And we start recording and I pull up that beat, but I was trying to skip past it because I was like, Gucci not about to record on this. Nigga was like, hold up, go back. And so I go back and, you know, he's listening to the song. He was like, go. But Gucci records in 5-10 minutes. He's recording the full song. Stands up in the booth. He'll stand up and sleep until the next beat comes on. So we recorded Point in My Life, and it was a hit. We knew it. We was like, damn, this is a good song. everybody came in, started dancing and shit. Niggas was dancing with their girls. I was like, damn. I was like, I like this.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a good time. So
is it true that Usher was supposed to get on that record?
yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get Usher on that song?
Because Gucci went through his rant.
I was gonna ask you about that rant too.
It
Yeah.
was literally 3 weeks later.
Okay.
Like, he went on that rant and then got locked up, and
Damn.
craziness.
How did it make you feel when you saw Gucci's Twitter rant? I think that was 2013.
We were at the studio. And he kicked everybody out. He was like, y'all gotta go, because somebody kicked over his lane. And we believed him. So everybody got in their cars. It sounded like skirts everywhere. So everybody dipped out, and then literally 30, 40 minutes later, he's talking shit about Rocko. He's like, yeah, pull up, pussy nigga, this, that, and the third.
Jesus.
And then started talking about Nicki Minaj, and we was like, oh shit. And that was it. Literally, I think it was 2 days later he got locked up.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about that one song that Gucci, I think he did with Keyshia Kaoir and Thug.
Oh.
What
It was
yeah.
Keyshia Kaoir and Peewee Longway.
Got you, and Peewee, got you.
All right, so I sent him the stoner beat the day before.
That's what it was.
And Gucci was like, done. He was like, my girl got a hit to this song. I was like, I'm literally recording a hit with Thug right now. I was like, I can't do it. He was like, I'll give you 10,000 for it. And at the time I'm broke. So I'm like, nigga, wait, hold up. I was like, nah, man. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, it's a hit. I was like, I can't do it, bro. And he was like, all right, think about it. I was like, I'm thinking. I was like, nah, that ain't it. Like, he sent me the song. He was like, what you think? I was like, nah, man. So I think I made the right choice at the end of the day. But at first it was Gucci, Keyshia, and Peewee. I was like,
Crazy.
that's not it, bro.
So the stoner record was already recorded at the same time?
It was recorded literally, I sent it to him. I didn't know he recorded to it. It was just in a beat pack.
Damn.
And yeah, it ended up being a smash.
Crazy.
So, thank God.
Right.
I made the right choice.
Not facts. Okay. So let's talk about doing some work with Future.
Word up.
So you did the No Love joint for Future.
Yes.
And then you did a lot of work. We did some work on the Dirty Sprite joint.
Yes.
So talk about working with Future early on. What was he like?
We were actually recording right across the street. It was DJ Drama's old studio.
Okay.
So Rocko, at the time, like, he got me he was like, yeah, man, I want you to come work with Future, this, that, and the third. And at that time, my studio got broken into and all my shit got stolen.
Damn.
I didn't have no key. Like, I used to make beats on a keyboard and MPC. So, like, I didn't know anything about Fruity Loops or computers, you know, old school nigga. And, but me and Future had recorded like maybe 10 or 15 songs by that time. And then I didn't have my gear, and Rocko wanted me to produce all of Future 1000. He was like, I want you to do the whole thing, done. He was like, and I was like, bro, I'm missing all my shit. And the nigga just brought me an MPC without the keyboard. He was like, here. And I was like, but I need a keyboard so I can put keys on it and shit. He was like, if you can't figure it out, that's on you, bro.
Damn.
And I was like, damn. And so I kind of missed out on producing the whole joint.
Damn.
And shoot, after that, I was kind of just more focused on Thug. And then a few years later, working with HPG, Future came through and we recorded No Love. Shit was hard. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Fuck with Future.
Now, what about the record that he was supposed to have, I think, with Drake at the time, the Beautiful
Beautiful
Child?
Child.
What happened with that?
I don't know. That's a good question. I remember Casino walked up to me in the studio one day. He was like, we about to change your life, little nigga. I was like, what's going on? He was like, yeah, man, you got a song with Drake. I was like, for real? He was like, hell yeah. He was like, it's called Beautiful Child. Anytime anybody hears it, people be crying and shit.
Wow.
I was like, damn. Never heard the motherfucker.
Ain't that a
Never
bitch?
came out. So some songs get buried, but
True.
yeah, that was quick.
Right. And that's crazy. They would later go on to work together.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit? Okay. We'll talk about producing the cake for Trey Songz.
Okay.
And talk about that moment in your life too.
Word. So I made the beat on the airplane. On the way to LA, I was told that I was being flown out to work with Trey Songz. And so I made the beat, went to the studio and played it for Mike Karen. And Mike Karen was like, I don't think he's gonna like it. He was like, I don't think this is the type of record that he wants to do. And I was like, okay. And then Trey Songz actually hits me up and says, come over to my house. And so I was like, shit, I'm going to his house. And I play the record for him, of course. He loves it. We knocked the song out. But when I walk in, it's crazy. This nigga had like a harem of girls. Like 2 actresses walked in while we was in there. Went to his movie theater. He had one girl like braiding his hair and rubbing his feet. And I was like, damn. He was like, yeah, man, just meet me in the studio. I'll be in there in a little bit. And played the beat, and probably about 5 minutes, we started coming up with the song.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That was quick. That was a quick one.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, Trey's a cool dude. He was cool.
Yeah. That's hard. So how did it make you feel when you was at the club and when K-Kim had to cut the Bitch Off remix and 2 Chainz said your name? But I don't know if he was saying Done Deal or if he was just saying Done Deal on the song.
So it's funny because when I was working with 2 Chainz, 2 Chainz actually was like, he was like, yeah, man, that beat was hard you did for Camp. I was like, I didn't do that. He was like, so I said your name for nothing.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was funny. But I ended up working with Chainz a few times.
For sure.
You know, he's a good dude.
That's funny. Now, in terms of the music business, how did it make you feel when you finally were able to get out of your APG contract? Because I know that was something you've been working on for a long time.
Yeah, I've been working on that for a few years.
Yeah.
It was surreal. It didn't feel like, it still doesn't feel like I'm out, but
For
I'm
sure.
out. Honestly, it was just a big relief. Because I've been signed under, I forget what it's called, but I was signed with terms of albums instead of streams. So I recouped my money times 10 with them. It just was built around album placements. And I got a lot of singles. I got like songs on mixtapes. Raph went double platinum.
ASAP.
So, you feel me? So I had songs that like went really up. Gravity for NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
Bunch of other stuff. And for them, they were like, well, you're still signed to what we were doing back then. So we just gonna keep you until you come out with another hit.
Jesus.
Yeah. And finally, I went on a Twitter rant and Instagram rant and was like, these niggas ain't helped me in the last 4 years. Fuck them.
Crazy.
And Mike Karen calls me probably an hour later. And I was like chilling and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? And Mike Karen was like, so you want to leave? I was like, yeah. Okay. That was it. And he was like, we're going to send you the paperwork. We'll get everything going and you can get out of this deal.
Wow.
And I'm very thankful to him. I appreciate it. And I know it's not his fault that I kind of got put on the back burner. I feel like out of sight, out of mind. And I didn't go to California for a few years because of personal issues that I was dealing with. But that's how it goes.
Facts. So, what's been your favorite song that you produced so far? And favorite song just for any reason?
I don't have a favorite song.
Okay.
It's true. I just don't, I have a lot of songs that I liked, but times change.
Of course.
That's all. So, I don't necessarily have a favorite song. I have favorite times in my life.
All right, well, maybe discuss that just musically then.
I'd say when I first got in, because for me it was more about the music, and I didn't have to understand what was going on so much with the business. And then when I started understanding the business, it kind of made me lose the love that I had for the music. When you got to handle things yourself, you got to be on point with calls, and I'm an introvert. I don't like going out. I don't like niggas in my face. I don't like dapping up 20 niggas in a row. You know what I'm saying? I hate the fakeness of music. I hate like seeing the nigga in the club, he walk up to you, oh, what's up, brother? Yeah, we got to get in, this, that, and the third. And then you don't talk to him for 2 months. So music is a very like fake realm to me. It's not my real life. My real life is I'm David. You know what I'm saying? I have my son, I have a mom. I like to live my life how I like to live it. And when I'm on other people's times, that's why I got into music, so I didn't have to be in other people's time. But, that's the nature of the beast. And so I took maybe 4 years to understand what I was gonna do and take my time away from being in the forefront, or like I stopped posting on Instagram. I stopped being in the right rooms because I just didn't want to be around people like that, especially after going to jail for the shit I didn't do, and feeling like people were against me, because I only found out like the exact terms of my case 2 years later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
for 2 years I was like, I don't trust nobody. I don't know who the fuck did this. And yeah, so I think now I understand that it's like I get to make my choices in this music industry. I'm independent. I can build. I can sign, and I never want to put people in the situation I was in. So yeah, that's my goal, is to really change the terms of how people feel about music when they get in it, because a lot of people get in and get that love-hate relationship even at the tippy top.
Facts.
Money isn't a cure-all.
It's facts. So you brought up your son, so talk about seeing him become a young man now, and then what's that like for you? Does that, I'm sure it changes you, or does it?
Oh yeah, it makes me into a better influence.
For sure.
I have to kind of be a man, and when you're in the music industry, it's easy to still be a kid.
Absolutely.
It's fast money, especially when you're at the level. Sorry. But yeah, it's fast money. You get to fuck off and be at the strip club, smoke weed on your job, get drunk.
Right.
It's a nothing industry. You don't have to do anything for real, except for be talented.
Right.
So now I understand, like, I want my son to do good in school. I want him to be an entrepreneur. I want him to make better choices. I don't want him to be so caught up in appearances and girls. I want him to understand that, like, find your goal first. See what you want to do in life, and that's the only way that I can show him is to be it. Respect.
Okay. So talk about this upcoming producer camp that you have, and talk about your studio, Death Star Studios.
Oh, word up. Yeah. 16th and the 17th. One of my good friends, Manny, he's day-to-day working with Glock, and so he decided to go ahead and put on a boot camp, a producer boot camp, where for 2 days we'll be working in the studio, making pretty much all the Glock's albums.
That's all right.
So, super exciting. Death Star Studio, 741 Lambert Drive, Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all come through. Got the prices and all that kind of stuff. You want to hit my Instagram, Done Deal on the Track, all that.
For sure. And Done, the name of our platform is the Progress Report. So how do you feel that you've progressed lately as a person?
I'm an adult. That's it. I'm getting old. I feel it. I just turned 36.
Yeah.
So, I feel like not only that, but I have a mission. When I was younger, my goal was to make money. Now my goal is not only to make money, but to put everybody that's with me in a better situation.
For sure.
So I've been running Death Star Studios for the last 3 years. Everybody's come through, Key, Glock, Thug, Gunna, so on and so forth. Migos recorded most of their album there. We're always looking for more engineers, interns, all types of things. But I want to put people in better positions.
That's hard. So what's next?
I'm about to start this label up. I'm about to start a new production group and just keep my head on a swivel, stay safe and dangerous out here because, you know, Atlanta's not what it used to be.
It's facts. Facts. Okay.
I wanted to ask why you call it Death Star Studios. Are you a Star Wars fan?
Of course I'm a Star Wars fan. So one day, I just came up with an idea. I was watching Star Wars. I was like, a studio would be fine that looked like this. And so that was my idea. I was like, Death Star. You know, Death, D-E-A-F, you know. Put the hood in it a little bit. So I got a little hood with it and I was like, you know, Death Star Studios. Big fan of Star Wars. Also, I'm doing another studio soon, but
Dope.
you know, when that comes, I love anime too.
Got you. Okay. Well, Dunn, this was dope. This was perfect. I'm always proud of you. I love you. I appreciate every opportunity. And, you know, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Thank you.
The Progress Report.